Live here on iQuanta page and thinking about that it is such a pivotal time to do this session. A lot of you have started with your preparation but wondering where to take it. A lot of you are still thinking about whether or not to go ahead with the preparation. Some of you are deep in, gosh, it might be a challenge. Let's see if we can solve some of those challenges today. So let's see. Um, this as a recorded version, just move to about 3 or 4 minutes so that you can skip the intro. And if you're here right now, let me know that you're here in the comment section. Say hi so that I know you're here and I know that my volume is working. Hello, hello. I read your comments. C. Dohant. Interesting name. Hi. Who else is here? And tell me, where are you in your life? What's going on? What's your greatest struggle? Or tell me about your CAT 2022 status, your preparation. What's going on? So, how many hours a day for 95 percentile? The interesting question. Let's see if we can address that. Um, hey Sahil, hi Sonak, hey Vamsi, hey Ayush, hello Vidushi. तो बताइए, Guneet, hello, good evening. What's going on in your life? So just so that I understand that, um, it's Siddhant. That's a play on Siddhant. Interesting. Hey Swati, hey Dilkash, Ria. Hey, good evening, Priyanka. Guys, if you can do one service, it is this. Just tag one friend who is preparing for CAT with you. And believe me, this will, in a small way, change the way they think about performance and CAT 2022 preparation. Yeah. So just tag one friend. And we'll start in about, I don't know, 1 to 2 minutes. And that is, we'll go deep into the content. Some of the most important things that you need to know now. If you know some of these things 6 or 7 months later, may not make a huge difference. But if you know them now, it will make a huge difference. So tag one of your friends who you think can benefit from this. And meanwhile, just like few students are sharing, if you can share um, what is the challenge that you have with your prep or in your life, and I'll see how many of those comments I can address. Sahil is stuck between trying to manage work and upcoming classes. That is a challenge. And when I speak to my students who are doing an MBA, what I hear is that the classes, the projects, the committees, the clubs, the events, the fests, the fun, the placements, the resume, all of those things are just so hard to manage. And I think for you, Sahil, MBA has already begun in a way that you're already preparing for it. Good evening, Rupali. Hi, Suyash. Hey, Aryan, I'm good. How are you? How to manage CAT with college? Vamsi, tell me a little about your college. What course are you pursuing? Vidushi has the same challenge. Hey, good evening, Satvik. Some good tips about CAT preparation. Absolutely, I will be happy to share some tips. Too exhausted to prepare for CAT after work. How do I keep up the motivation and energy? Ayush, um, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how much do you love your job? And that's the one question that I wanted to answer. Second question I wanted to answer is at what time do you have to log in? When does your work begin in the morning? Sahil is sharing work is 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's crazy. Class is 7 to 9 and 10 to 12. Yeah, that's insane. It's crazy. Engineering. Vamsi is pursuing engineering, of course. So I want to do MBA but can't decide which field. This is something that we will work on. GDPI again, my friend, if you're CAT 2021 aspirant, GDPI is I would suggest you watch a session that I did before, but this session is focused on CAT 22 aspirants. So let me start off, and before I do that, just as a reminder, the CAT 2022 batch is starting on Monday. The group has been created, so in case you've already enrolled, feel free to get yourself added to the group, and if not, then think about how the batch can help you in getting your dream institute. Here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Sahil, I'm terrible at keyboard, so I don't want people to run away. uh, Here's my question to you, and I want each one of you to answer this question in the comments by what you really think is the correct answer. Don't think about what I want as an answer. Think about what is really the correct answer. Who is wealthier? Who is wealthier? Is it you? That is case A. Or is it B, a 65-year-old man today with 1 crore rupees in his bank account? I'll ask the question again. Who is wealthier? A, is it you? Or B, a 65-year-old man with 1 crore rupees in his bank account? And you can comment and let me know whether it is A or whether it is B. I hear 3 A's, 2 B's so far. Let's see how this keeps going. 4 A's. Okay. 5 A's and 3 B's is what I'm getting so far. 6, 7 A's, 3 B's, 8 A's, 3 B's. Siddhant also, so 9 A's, 3 B's. Omar Farooq, 10 A, 11 A. So here's the weird thing. Most of you are answering A to this question that I asked, and it is, and some of you are explaining your answers here in the comments, and I love the explanations that you're giving me. And some students are saying B as well. I didn't teach you anything about wealth, but you're already having a perspective about who is wealthier. And let me tell you what wealth really is. And you already know this concept, is why you're answering A, most of you. But let me bring it to surface what you already know. You see, wealth is of 2 kinds. One is financial capital. What is financial capital? It's all the money that you have, all your assets, all your possessions, cash, money in your bank, your investments, whatever it is. That's your financial capital. And there's the second form of wealth, which is called as human capital. What is human capital? Human capital is the time that you have. People are saying health. People are saying I'm younger, so energy and the ability to take risks. It's much higher right now for you because you're younger. So the second form of wealth is human capital. Now what happens every single day when you go to college? Let's say college is done. You go to work every single day. What is happening when you go to work every single day? You reduce a day of your life. You reduce a day of your life, but in return you get what? You get money. So as you keep giving these days of your life and in return you keep getting money, in a sense you're giving your human capital in return for financial capital. As you get older, your human capital is reducing, your financial capital is increasing. Now, those of you who said that I am wealthier than the 65-year-old man with 1 crore rupees in his bank account, understand the concept that what I have is so valuable that it is more valuable than having 1 crore rupees. You would rather be where you are right now, I'm imagining broke, than be at 65 having 1 crore rupees in your bank account. Now let me ask you another question, and I'll come back to this very quickly. The other question I'm asking you is, how much money or how much will you spend in an MBA? When you go for an MBA course, how much will you spend? Quickly tell me. When you go for an MBA course, how much will you spend? Give me a answer. How much do you think you'll spend when you go for an MBA? Mridul is saying 20-25 lakhs. Fair. 20-25 lakhs. What else? Who else? Who else? 30 lakhs. Wow. 30 lakhs. These are all XLRI and MMS people. 30 lakhs. Maybe ISB. 30 lakhs they will, Wow. Inflation really hit hard. 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. 25. Here's the paradox, guys. Here's the paradox. Listen up. I'm saying, how much are you going to spend in an MBA? And what you're telling me is how much financial capital you will spend in the MBA. How much financial capital you're going to spend in the MBA. But what about the fact that you're spending 1 year of your life preparing for CAT and 2 years of your life doing the MBA? So 3 of the most important years of your life disappear in this process. Are you understanding this? So you are wealthier than the 65-year-old man because you have human capital and you value it because you said you are wealthier than him. But now when you're thinking about your expense in the MBA, you're just saying 20 lakhs. And some of you're getting the catch, you're adding 2 years there. That means there is a money value to these 2 to 3 years of your life. And these 2 to 3 years of your life right now, in your 20s, are more valuable than 2 to 3 years of your life after 55, after 60, after 65, because you have energy right on the peak of your energy, peak of your aspirations, peak of your risk-taking ability. तो इसका मतलब आप क्या कर रहे हो? मतलब अगर आप 25 लाख रुपए स्पेंड कर रहे हो in an MBA, that means minimum 25 lakhs you're also spending as your human capital, maybe more, because as I said, right now is the most important part of your career, of your life, not career, of your life, and you're giving it away to this. Right now you could have been watching a Netflix movie, a series, doing something else. You're here in this session 161 of you live right now. So your spending in an MBA is not less than 50 lakh rupees. This is the minimum I'm saying. In fact, I think it might actually be 1 crore rupees because 25 lakhs is financial capital. You have agreed that human capital is more expensive than financial capital, and you're spending the best years of your human capital right now. I would say at least 75. 1 crore रुपए खर्च कर रहे हो आप, no matter what anybody says. 1 crore is your investment in MBA. 1 crore rupees. 1 crore रुपए. क्यों कर रहे हो आप? Because here's what's gonna happen. Now, after your MBA, when you go to work and you give away a unit of your human capital, you get in return what? More financial capital. Here's the thing with human capital. Its quantity is limited. But here's the thing about, because your life is limited, your energy is limited, your risk-taking ability is limited. So the quantity of your human capital is limited. But what is unlimited is the quality of your human capital. And how will you judge the quality of your human capital? By knowing, if you trade your human capital, how much financial capital will you get in return? So now when you go to your office, you give away 1 unit of your human capital because you spend a day, you get a certain money. After your MBA, when you give away that 1 unit of human capital, you get far more money, and with that money you can do things in your life that really matter to you. You can have the freedom in your life that really matter to you. You can have access in your life that really matters to you. And so understand the long game we are in. here and why you're making this investment of 1 crore rupees. And now here's the interesting thing. When we begin, so somebody's asking, sir, can you explain again how 1 crore rupees? So Ritik, what I explained in the beginning is that your human capital is more expensive than your financial capital. It's not something that I said. It's what students were saying when they said that I am wealthier than the 65-year-old man. So they are saying that human capital is more valuable than financial capital. And we agree, what is human capital? Human capital is your age, energy, your risk-taking abilities, the years of your life. Now, because you're spending the 2 to 3 most precious years of your life, that is why you're spending at least the money equal to your financial capital in MBA. So 25 lakhs of financial capital plus 25 lakhs of human capital. That's 50 lakhs. What I am saying is that your human capital right now, 2 to 3 years, and your human capital in the age of 60 is 2 to 3 years. So 2 to 3 years right now are more valuable because you have more energy, more risk-taking abilities, less responsibilities, all of those things that you won't have in 60s. So the human capital right now is worth more than human capital in the 60s. And because you're taking away 2 years right now from the peak of your life, that is why I would say that it is not 25 lakhs, but rather 75 lakhs that you're spending in a way. Because your time right now is at least 3 times more expensive than the time in 60s. And that is why 1 crore rupees. तो बेटा एक बात मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ आपसे. When you buy a bloody mobile cover of 200 rupees, how much research do you do? How much investment do you do? And you are so particular. You will read Amazon reviews. It should look good. If you fall down, if the phone falls down, it should be protective. The color should be nice. It should feel good when you're holding. You do all this research when you are spending 200 rupees. You don't compromise. Do you compromise when you're spending 200 rupees? You don't when you're buying a mobile cover. Here you're spending 1 crore rupees and you are telling me that it is okay if you don't go into one of the best institutes of this country. It is a crime to aim for lesser. If you are spending 1 crore rupees of your life right now, it is a crime to aim for lesser. If you're aiming for lesser, you're doing a big disservice to yourself. You're doing a big disservice to your time. You're doing a big disservice to this life that you've got, where you have the opportunity to pursue anything that you want and you chose MBA. I want you to aim high. And don't think about, I never topped a class. I was never the scholar. I was never a ranker. What is happening here is you are seeing where you are, and that is how you are determining your goals. That's not the way to set goals. You don't pull your goals towards you. You pull yourself towards your goals. You see, that is my goal. That is what I want. That is where I want to be. Now, what do I need to change about myself to go there? So success for you is not a choice. Success for you is not a choice. Success for you is an obligation. आपको करना ही है ये. What, for me? For iQuanta? For the world to know? No, for you. Because you could do anything in this time, and you decided to do this and spend 1 crore rupees in this process. And student had mentioned, sir, डराओ मत. I know it is scary. मैं आप लोग को डराना चाहता नहीं हूँ. Already आप लोग डरे हुए हो यार. इतना tough exam है, सब चीजें हैं. But you should know what you're giving and why you're doing this. कभी कभार वो vibe भूल जाते हैं हम लोग, उस चीज में लगे हुए होते हैं. तो एक you lose the bigger picture, and I want to remember the bigger picture and maybe write it somewhere. I am spending 1 crore rupees in this course. I will not compromise. I will not compromise. यहां पे लिखो यार, ये 3 इंस्टीट्यूशंस में मुझे जाने का है. 2023 में I will be in one of these 3 institutions. Put the name of the institutions in the comments right now. कमेंट्स में डालने की, और ये मत सोचो यार ये तो इम्पॉसिबल है, ये है, ये वो है. सेट कर लो, जाना है. वो जो अभी आप लिखोगे ना, तीन बिना सोचे, तीन जो नाम आ रहे हैं लिख दो कमेंट में, एंटर मार दो. सोचोगे तो फिर वापस से यू विल गो इनटू दैट एनालिसिस पैरालिसिस कि अरे मेरा ये वो, मेरा ऐसा, मैं तो, मेरे तो स्कोर नहीं है, मेरा तो गैप ईयर है, मेरा तो कैश नहीं है. अरे भग क्या. पुट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन द 3 इंस्टीट्यूट्स दैट यू विल गो टू, वन ऑफ दोज 3, कि मैं ये 3 इंस्टीट्यूट में जाऊंगा, उसके अलावा नहीं जाऊंगा. लिखो नीचे कमेंट्स में. मैं लिखने क्यों बोल रहा हूं? क्योंकि दम चाहिए लिखने को. अभी तक दिमाग में सोच के रखा है, ये करूंगा, ये जाऊंगा, ये जाऊंगी. बट व्हेन यू पब्लिकली एडमिट योर गोल्स, दैट टेक्स करेज. दैट टेक्स करेज. एंड आई वांट टू सी हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव द करेज टू एडमिट दैट दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट इन माय लाइफ. दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट इन माय लाइफ. Look at that. None other than this. This is the energy I'm looking at. This is what you guys are here for. Look around you. When you have the guts to publicly admit your goal and nobody is looking at this. सबसे ज़्यादा अपने दोस्ती हमें नीचे खींचते हैं. Their friends are sweet people, but they will, an outsider won't make fun of you. Friend will make fun of you. अरे तू अहमदाबाद जाएगा, शक्ल देगी अपनी. शक्ल की वजह से मार्क्स मिलने होते तो फिर क्या बात थी. अपना कट ऑफ भी क्लियर नहीं होता. द पॉइंट इज, डू नॉट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ एनीबॉडी. डू नॉट बी शाय ऑफ एडमिटिंग योर गोल. ये मेरा गोल है. हम लोग शाय क्यों होते हैं यार? नहीं अचीव कर पाया तो, अरे तो तेल लेने गया यार. नहीं अचीव कर पाएंगे तब की तब देखेंगे. बट फिलहाल आपको अपने गोल पे क्लियर रहना है. दिस इज वॉट आई वॉन्ट इन माई लाइफ. And I'm so happy that so many of you are mentioning it. Others who are watching this, don't be scared. आप डाल दो comments में. ये कोई किसी का पढ़ने के लिए, किसी के वो है ही नहीं. They're listening to me, they'll be out of this video. This is for you. I'll read it, and this is for you mainly, not for anybody else. When you publicly admit your goal, you come to terms with yourself that this is not just a dream. This is a goal. This is not an empty vision. This is a goal. This is not something I want to do. This is something I need to do. वो गैप ब्रिज हो जाता है. वो चीज चाहिए मुझे यहाँ पे. एंड आप ये देखिए, जो स्टूडेंट्स का सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है साथ में, who are mentioning, the major problem is I think time management. The time management problem is that some of you are having colleges, some of you are having offices, and at the same time you have to prepare for CAT. And let me tell you, this is the worst time of your life. This time, maybe MBA after this, and then work life is not that bad, dude, because you don't have something as critical as this. If you don't work hard, you will miss a promotion. A project will go wrong. So what? Who cares? This is the toughest thing of life, I think. Sitting down in front of books and studying, practicing so that you get the highest score, logical reasoning, reading long paragraphs in RCs, trying to solve those quants questions in a limited period of time, that is the toughest thing in life. Everything else is easier after this. Many people would disagree with me. I disagree with them. Yeah. तो ये है toughest part आपके लिए. तो ये चीज समझिए. Now, I know what it feels like, because when I was preparing for my CFA level 2, I was working as a consultant, as a strategy consultant, and I was working 12 to 14 hours a day and also 10 to 12 hours on the weekend. And CFA level 2 exam was coming up. 80% of my study was done traveling while I was going to office, coming back from office, going to office, coming back from office, going to office, coming back. 80%. बाकी 20-30% कहाँ पे हुई was done in the morning. I knew that morning 5 a.m. nobody can give me a call. My manager is sleeping, the client is sleeping, nobody will give me a call. I will put in that time that I have. Now you decide what is that time for you. When I was studying for chartered accountancy, not everybody needs to do it, but those who have seen my Josh talks know I talk about me being a bad debt. So I am a dumb student, dude. Both of us, you and I, who's listening, and me, if we are studying something new, you will learn much faster than I will. I'm dumb, but I can put in the work. I can do that. And so I realized that the study that I am able to do 4 hours in the morning is equal to the study that I'm able to do 8 hours in the rest of the day. That was when I was on my CA leave from my articleship to prepare for CA. So 4 hours in the morning that I'm able to put in is equally effective as 8 hours in the rest of the day. So what you have to look for yourself is that alpha time. Is it the morning? Is it late night? It has to be one of these two. Typically दिन में नहीं हो पाता because दिन में you have disturbances from a family or office or college or friends or whatever it is. That time wherever you live, those 1 to 2 hours before everybody wakes up or those 1 to 2 hours after everybody goes to sleep, that is your alpha time. And what you are able to study in that time will give you twice the output, if not more. Seen it on myself, seen it on thousands of students who I've interacted with in the last many years that I have been doing this. You find your own alpha time. I would highly suggest it to be morning. But अगर आप morning में बिल्कुल नहीं उठ पाते हो, and all of us have problems getting up in the morning, except few weird idiots who are extraordinary, superpower blessed that they wake up in the morning at 4:30 like you see in those ads. Nobody wakes up like that. Everybody struggles. So if you think with some struggle you can wake up in the morning, nothing better. But if you absolutely cannot, then late night. But you have to find your alpha time, and that is where you do what is called as deep work, wherein you go into that flow and you're solving questions. You lose track of time, you lose track of people, you lose track of food, water. That is the flow state, and you can get into that state only during that alpha time, not during the rest of the day. And मैं आपको बताऊँ बेटा होगा क्या is in this whole process, you will often feel, if you've not already started feeling, when the classes start. And by the way, it's starting on Monday. The batch, those who have enrolled, join the group. Those who haven't enrolled, now is the time to start peeking at this. To join the batch if you're serious about CAT preparation. When you go ahead in your CAT preparation, you will notice that you अपने आप को सुनना, कहाँ फंस गया यार, ये क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, ये नहीं करना चाहिए था यार, जॉब ही कर लेना चाहिए था, कौन कहाँ से फंस गया, कौन बोला कि MBA कर ले यार, बहुत किसको पकड़ के मारूं. We start feeling like victims of our own decision. कहाँ फंस गया, क्या कर दिया, किसने धक्का दे दिया इसको. You feel that way because it's tough. You are trying to do something that is beyond your skill, but you're not doing something that is beyond your potential. Understand this. Why is it tough? Because you're doing something that is beyond your skill, but it is not something which is beyond your potential. It's the first time I've said it. Write it down. This may be beyond my skill, but it is not beyond my potential. Every time you suffer in a sum, in a question, and you feel like you're the victim, remind yourself of these lines. This, what I'm doing right now, might be greater than my skill, but it is not greater than my potential. Is that making sense? Skill can be improved, but your potential is infinite. And your skill can grow as far as your potential. So your skill is here. This question is here. Your potential is infinite. If you can grow your skill tending towards your potential, it addresses that problem at some point, at some stage. It just takes some little time, some little effort. So whenever you feel like a victim of this, remind yourself to enjoy the process. Listen, it sucks. It's terrible. You're going to suffer in this process. That's the thing. That's the truth. अब आप फंस गए. You're going to do an MBA. You're going to do CAT. It's going to be terrible. This perhaps going to be the worst year of your life. What are you going to do about it? You now know it. Go. I've given the secret. Spoiler alert. What are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it. Rather enjoy the process. Enjoy this. When it burns, I love that you put a fire here. Enjoy it, this process. You'll have a story to tell when you look back. Enjoy this process. Enjoy this pain you're having in this preparation, because this is something that you're doing for yourself. If it is burning, if it is painful, if it is hurting you, it is because it is worth it. If it was easy, you wouldn't be doing this. Easy karna hai. Are easy karna hai. There are so many things out there. You're not doing this because it's easy. You're doing this because you know it is tough. And every time it is tough, smile, because you are at the right place. And I'll leave you just with one last tip, which has tremendously helped me in my life. And as I share this last tip, I would love if you can comment whether you like this session or not. And if you like this session, what did you like about it? Because just like I motivate you, I really get motivation from you, because I can see you, right? So your comments are my window to your life if what I'm saying is impacting you. So let me know in the comments how you're feeling right now after this session. And here's my final and most important tip to you. If you've not heard anything till now, here is what I want you to hear. If I wake up in the morning today and think about what I have to study today, my today is wasted. I'll repeat that. If I wake up in the morning today and I think about what I have to study today, my today is wasted. Sahil, yeah, that's an interesting story. I think everybody should hear. Many have not. And remind me in a couple of sessions again so that I can share it, because I'm sort of at the end of this. But mujhe yaad dilana hai, perhaps in the beginning. Why? Because see, when you feel like studying and you don't want to study, what you start doing is planning. Planning karte hain hum. That's action faking. You enjoy planning, right? Remember your graduation days when you have to study, you sit down, you make a plan. Itne sare, these are the chapters. Okay, 15 chapters. I have 30 days, 2 days per chapter. I'll be sorted. 5 days go, you don't do anything. Then again you sit to plan. Okay, 25 days and they have this and so many chapters, and again planning. 2 days before the exam, 2 days to go, 15 chapters, 7.5 chapters per day. Like this, I'm going to do it. So that's what happens. Action faking is a real thing. And so your time of planning and a time of execution has to be different. Tonight you will plan what you have to do tomorrow morning. Tonight you will decide what you have to do tomorrow. Tonight you will decide what you have. So if you have to enroll for the batch, so let's Monday the iQuanta batch is starting. If you want to go for that batch, you'll have to decide today whether you want to go for it or not. If you were already enrolled for the batch, send them a message. If you wake up tomorrow morning and you decide what you have to do tomorrow, your time is wasted. And here's the thing. Today you decide what you have to do tomorrow. The exact plan. I will study quants. I will do 10 questions tomorrow morning for quants. Let's say do this. Now you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, quants ka mood nahi ho raha yaar. Ek RC kar leta hu raat bhar. Just as an example, no? You might be thinking, who's this crazy person who wants to do RC early in the morning? But giving example, you decide to do quants today. You wake up in the morning, you want to do RCs. Doesn't matter what you feel. If you realize today that it's better to do RC in the morning, you will implement it from the next day, not that day. Why? That day you are just a machine, you're just a program that is implementing what was coded last night. What was coded last night. So today, if you are studying, you will study what you decided yesterday. Because if you don't follow yourself, how can you expect the world to follow you? You want to become CEOs, you want to become leaders, managers, directors, entrepreneurs, right? So you'll have people following you. And if you don't follow yourself, who will follow you? So whatever you decide for tomorrow, do it tomorrow even if you don't feel like it. And you won't feel like it on most days. But you will still do it. Because you will remember what I told you. If you don't follow yourself, how can you expect others to follow you? I will see you again in a few days.